I'll put my... There it is. Right. Okay, so everything is set, everything is ready. It's just... I just need to now join the server and everything can get rolling. It's just I'm waiting for the... Now the server started up. Submersing.gp, there it is. There it is, the server's up. Okay. Password inserts. Connect. And we're on the server. Great. Okay. Let me then switch scenes manually. Welcome to ACC. Right, okay. Oh yeah, I didn't... I wanted to kind of include the remaining stint time on the display up in the top left. But, well, we're not doing that. I forgot to include it. I have it as a property, I just forgot. Because there's a limit on how long a stint can be. I can... And that's not driving time stint, that's just general driving stint. So I can drive as long as I want. See, as long as I can drive, obviously, this entire race alone, but I cannot exceed 65 minutes before hitting the pit lane again. And there's Wallwinkle driving out. Hello there. So, right, I wanted to also calculate the fuel, but I didn't get to it. Because I wanted to make sure the stream was starting up properly and not having too many issues, like it usually does. So, yeah, I've dealt with those problems. Right. Okay. Okay. So I know we were consuming about 2.65 yesterday. Lap times were like, I don't think we will be in the race going sub 210, honestly. So yeah. And we're doing, like, I'm calculating for 60 minutes, right? Just, so, 2.1 restore, 68 divided by recall. How many laps is that? About 28 laps an hour. Yeah, okay. I mean, the starter probably need a bit more fuel in the car. Let's just take 29 laps worth of fuel. It's not like it's a massive problem if I run slightly short. I can just take a bit more fuel on the pit stop and run a bit longer stint the next stint, and in the end all of this works out fine. Alright, that's about 77 liters. So yeah, I'm pretty close with like 80 in terms of what I need for the race today. So I think I'm gonna start on like 80 and see how much I have left at the end of my stint. Yeah, I think that's a decent idea. Yep, just run 70. Okay, there's 2 pings on here. Let's just catch up with the pings. Create some runners. Use them for your teams if you wish. Nah, I'm running alone. I don't need this. Oh, there's some cute socks. There's some cute socks in there. So, where's the... Thanks for pinging us twice, for telling us the password is a certain thing. Thanks, I appreciate that. Right, okay. Good, so everything is sort of voice set, I guess. Okay, it's a bit squirrely right now. Let's just get back up the room again. I need to be reminded that I'm actually doing multiclass here today. So this is, with a KTM, always a bit scary. It's always with the KTM a bit scary. Right. Also, something that I won't have for the race is any display of which position I am in class. It's just the overall position. This is in part due to SimHub not being able to distinguish between ACC classes. So, I have properties technically set up, not in this HUD, but like I have generally in my SimHub properties for displaying in which class I am. Not for displaying which class, displaying how many opponents there are in my class and which position I am in class, because it's very easy properties in terms of like if you're making a plugin to get those values. However, for some reason SimHub doesn't like have those integrated by default. Perhaps in part because it's not working for something like ACC, where it's just you don't get that data. So there's that. But yeah, I definitely need to, during the race, pay attention to people lapping me. I haven't done much practice really with the multi-class, and I haven't done GT4 with GT3s in a hot minute as a GT4 car actually even. I've done it not too long. I drove in the last part of season 3 with a GT3 car, so but by this point, they've done another season which I didn't participate in, and I've not driven a GT4 in multi-class in a hot minute. So this is gonna be mildly interesting, but hey, I've driven GT3s with LMP2 as multi-class. Okay, somebody's flashing by me. Hello there. Though the advantage will be that in the race we will most likely have blue flags shown to us, so I have at least some sort of announcement that there's someone behind. That someone is behind me there. Wanting to get by. An 11.8, and then I just invalidate the next lap. Well, I think 11.8 is pretty okay. It's a long race. I just need to get my head down and chug down the laps. We'll see, we'll see. Right now I'm overall P9. But like the server has been only up for 3 minutes, for 10 minutes. And most people are most likely just gonna take their car out to shake it down. Like I'm doing. Just briefly shaking down if... Just getting a feel again for the car. But yeah, we're starting P5 in class. There's a lot of GT. So I'm starting in the middle of the GT4 pack. Let's hope that there's not really any chaos from the GT3 pack in front. The important part is just to survive at the beginning. Especially as the low class car where you're kind of just stuck with the GT3s being GT3s. And most likely just trying to murder you. Not directly. I mean, in this sense, in the start, they murder you because they die. And you just are a complete passenger and hit them. But damn, I'm going nearly sub 11 already. And about this in another lap. Oof. That's a bit of a yikes. My pressures are slightly on the low side, but that's all okay. This is actually... Oh yeah, that's Barker in front of me. Who's... That's why he's not going particularly fast. He's stuck behind someone else. And with the Alpine and our KTM, it's not particularly easy to pass people. What, 2 minutes remaining in this practice session? Oh, sorry. Because yeah, without a central rearview mirror in this car, that is where you have to look into the center of the car to see your dashboard. It's quite confusing. I think I practiced a pit entry during practice session. Though I can just do a pit entry on the next time around. What a massive oversteer twitch there. Yeah, tire pressure's up. Let's see, time is a bit low. I just leave them, honestly. Depending on how the weather is for the race start. Because I think the race start is... I can't see the PM sign on the time. So I can't tell you what time it is, in-game time it is. But I think it's 7 PM, race start is 8. Except this is 7 AM. Which, I mean, could also be the case. So Barker pulls over. There's one guy faster actually right now in the KTMs, but as I said, there's in the GT4s in general. But as I said, like, we're not really putting in here. And I'm not even knowing what the lab actually validated of mine. I could try it and figure it out, but hey, let's just briefly practice a pit entry. This was a bit early on the slowdown, I would say. But I say that's fine. Oh, geez. Yeah, I crossed the start finish finally. Let's practice a pits. Holding at the pit stop. Let me just briefly overshoot so it doesn't activate it actually. Right, which lap actually validated of mine? It counted at 11.8, so I'm 6/10 faster than the next guy, but like, this doesn't say anything, as I said a couple of times. So we're now at set 2, that's good. We're 5 minutes on the grid anyway now. Tires at 2, that's good. Tires at 3. The temperature has slightly gone down. I think all of that is still fine. Let's put 80 liters. Configure the next pit stop to be like, what, 77 liters right now. So, 77 liters of the pit stops and tire sets configured. That's what we need. There's no wet set that I've configured yet, but whatever. We're gonna run with what gets. I have to improvise adapt overcome if there's something like that happening. Right. I guess we're ready. Pull the car off the jacks already. You win it. Remember, you win in T1. Yes. I have a feeling the frame rate is slightly shit. Driving the remaining 8 hours. That's good. Yeah, the frame time's already shit right now. Though I think this will improve once we get rolling. Off the grid, honestly. Yeah, I can feel it. The performance is a bit stuttery right now. We have to kind of just hold on right now. Let me just check. No, OBS is not logging any drop frames, so that's important. And Jeff, I just noticed you are here. Hi. How are you doing? Right, let's see, we're starting 31st. Overall speaking, there is 26 GT3 cars. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 GT4 cars. And I'm starting 5th in the GT4 class. It was a very tight qualifying yesterday, which I was separated off pole by less than 0.3 of a second. And yes, I qualified in 5th by being separated by less than 0.3 of a second. Take that for what you were. So basically anything is open here. I'm going to start the race with about 80 liters, which is more than that's probably, yeah, that's actually enough for 30 laps even. Yeah, I'm already like trying out what I can do with the what is it called? I think it's called VRM doll something. Let me actually check. I can check that. What it's called, the software. Nah, I shouldn't probably do that, because I need to move my ACC window. Actually, I can. I can just open... Yeah, it is the... No, it's not VMM. It's... Yeah, it's the VRM Dual Play PC. So... and that's a fairly useful program in terms of just... I can use my 3D model that's already rigged and just put it into poses and everything, and it comes... I actually figured out today it comes with a bunch of poses already. Then play around with the blend shapes that are already on the model, and make fairly quickly some thumbnails that way. Make some reaction images. Though making it look somewhat natural is a bit difficult there. This one was fairly simple. The one for tomorrow, actually, for the VC race, like that, I really like that one. Not that it's like particularly positive looking, because it's like just logging labs, and it's just this head in hand, not particularly positively looking, but like it is genuinely. I think it's made pretty well. Oh, now it tells me that I should say single file. Didn't you tell me once already? Because I thought the grid started already moving, but I guess it hadn't. I guess we were still in the countdown. Because we're so far on the back of the grid that it's just... we have to wait a bit before we actually start getting rolling. Oh yeah, I could have. Because we need to get tire temp. Because these are GT4s, this means you don't have warmed tires. And have to actually warm this shit up hard. Like, I mean, even with the GT3s, but you have to warm tires, but it's just... The difference with the GT3s is... when you go out of the setup menu, your tires are preheated. So whenever you go into formation and you actually drive out of the pits, your tires kind of like first cool down before you start actually building heat in them with the friction. It's a bit of an interesting situation that you're in. Especially on formation, you just have to do everything to just keep the tires actually up to temp. Especially if the temperatures aren't particularly high. Today it is 24 degrees Celsius. Pressures seem to be pretty good for these conditions. Sorry, Barkov, we're regularly hitting in front of you. And I'm just trying to drive a fairly consistent speed, and you're preferring to warm your stuff up by changing your speed. But I mean, the formation lap is also driven at different speeds at times. I mean, now you're literally hanging back because I'm in my perfect position. Now, into double file. Getting ready for a start. Oh, I'm a bit ahead. Let's get back into position. Difficult to alter position. Right. Okay. Tension is in the air. Let's do this. Speed limited. And then having a bad reaction time. Was able to. Oh, there's some GT3 def there. Over there. Oh god. Ah, come on! I hit basically everyone once. Okay, a couple GT3s coming by. 13 seconds worth of repairs. Excuse me, you're going 3 wide on lap 1 through fucking this corner. Is it worth it? You've crashed most likely already. Once. Oh fuck. Sorry. What the hell is going on here? It's just the problem with these like amateur GT3 drivers. They can't drive properly, and then they crash everyone. It's kind of like the problem. It's just kind of how it is. And now I have a fast Maserati behind me. They were pole sitter, so... Or I think they were. If I'm not mistaken. They should be probably pretty fast on the straights compared to me. Especially after being completely banged up one round. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight you much. If you wanna go by... Oh, come on! Oh, come the fuck on! Why is it constantly just me getting pushed into people? For fuck's sakes! And the guy couldn't even hold his brakes for a moment. It's like... And now I have severe damage on the front. I don't know if my pace is now massively decreased. I have to finally get like some clear air and actually put some laps down. To see if I'm massively off pace. Because everybody has now fucking banged into me at least once. Ah, fucking amateurs. Come on. This is a team race. Like, you have a pro teammate most likely who can actually start this thing. Who's not gonna crash? The problem is that your pro teammate is probably too aggressive. That's kind of the issue. I shouldn't say these things. Don't be too hard. It's just, come on. It's like, can I just for 5 seconds not have people crashing into me, thanks? 22 seconds worth of repairs. For crying out loud. If I can avoid an additional pit stop, it's pretty good. Oh, I forgot to unmute the in-game. For fuck's sakes, I forgot to unmute the in-game. Because I had muted the in-game for the intro and then forgot it completely. Ah! Oh, constantly me who forgets something. But it's too complicated to unmute it. Like, I have to pop open the menu. I need to be stationary to do it. At 12, so we are not 4 seconds off the pace. We're off the pace most likely, but not 4 seconds. Okay. I mean, I'm not keeping up with a fucking Mercedes that was pretty slow in qualifying, so that's not a good sign either. Though Barker's right now behind me, but he got also like beating at the start. There's going to be penalties, by the way, for this behavior, actually, so... Though I don't think I did anything at the start wrong, really. Like, I hit 2 cars that could be it's said to be causing a collision, but none of them, like, spun or anything. And then it was the stationary car that I couldn't avoid at the end of the hangar straight. That Porsche that was standing there. Nah. Steering is straight still. We're just a bit slow. Because I should be lapping 11s, honestly. I tested that in practice session. The car was on this fuel load capable of lapping 11s. Though it's clearly not doing so, so... No track cuts. Barker's right there. And also the tire pressures are not getting up there, which sucks kind of. I don't know what position am I in class 8th. I've been demoted to 8th because everyone and everything had profited off that situation, and I just got banged to the back of the field there. And now the car is just damaged and slow, so that sucks. Because I should be clearing those MUQs already, and it's just I can barely keep up with them. And that shouldn't be the case. It's just this car's just too beaten up at this point. It's not wheel damage, it's aero damage, really. The thing is, luckily I'm not like 4 seconds off. Oh, that's probably a track cut. Messed this corner up completely. So now Barker's gonna come to me, and I'm gonna lose another position. Because he's just significantly quicker on the straights. I gave you enough room, for crying out loud. I'm pretty sure I gave you enough room. Problem is I have to now limp for the next 40 minutes before I can actually do a pit stop, because otherwise I'm going off strategy. That's still going to be short pitting. Get the short stinting just to get as soon as I can safely get to the end without doing extra pit stop. It's just so slow. It's just limping. What else am I gonna do? I'm trying to focus. I can cry all I want, but it's not gonna fix my damage right now. I just have to stick with it for the next 35 minutes, then I can pit. Because then I can still safely get to the end of the race despite the 65-minute stint limit. Because if there wasn't a stint limit, I would totally right now pit. because I don't think I would need to do an additional pit stop, because I just need to full fuel the car. And I could probably avoid pitting another time. Don't try it. He's sensible. Both of us are walking wounded. Not sure how much he got. I mean, I hit him once. He got hit by a Maserati. But as far as I know, all the extent of the whacks he's got. I mean, despite him getting sun spinning. Where is he? Ah, there he is. What the fuck was that? Like, he lost so much time in the straight. Ah. I should probably just let him by at this point. My car's just too slow for all the damage it's taken. I also have a tire pressure problem, they're going way too low. It's a bit gambling with track limits there. Fuck! That's not good. I need those track cuts for later in the race. I don't need them this early in the race. Oh yeah, I heard that. I think it's off again, isn't it? Or at least it's spun down a bit. This is just awful. Yeah, I'm barely keeping up with this MUQU, which is it's just so pathetic. Ah, the GT3's coming me. Fucking hell! Holy shit! Dive bombs me into that corner. That could have been complete another death there. And it would have been 100% his fault. Okay, this guy waits. This guy actually waited and it cost him most likely there. I appreciate you, man. I hope you can help this one. Let's show that mentally. Let me stay on the right to make clear order. Where's Barker? Should have stayed in fourth. Yeah, just take this one. Jesus, my tire pressures are just dropping and dropping and dropping. Temperature has only gone down 1 degree Celsius. I have a feeling I might have a slow puncture, but it would be on all tires. It's just so strange, I'm just losing pressure. It's just going down, down, down. I'm nearly down to like 26 psi, and it's gonna also decrease the performance of the car. Thanks. That wasn't too bad. Oh, come on, you stupid Bentley. Oh, you should just park up and leave at this point, mate. That was so stupid. Like, just leave at this point, like. I know these Porsche, could you just pause? You swung out to the inside and just put your car ahead. You had everything to do the move and just messed it up. But with how these guys are driving, I'm expecting some of the GT4 guys to die. It's just inevitable. Like, you can't drive like this and get away with it. What? I got a 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. Like, fuck off. When? Oh, come on. When did I cause a fucking collision? I bumped 2 cars. It's like... I bumped 2 cars slightly. Oh my. None of them spun. On the first lap, I got checked up by 2 cars. And I'm severely damaged. Oh, I want to see why these shirts, I've had issues with these guys in the past. It's... I mean, they should be dishing out drive-thrus for the actual accidents, so you use SRO rules, so actually give good penalties for this stuff. As somebody who does shooting, like, I've done only no further actions with it. I guess you could say an aggressive driving for the collision with Fabich on lap 1 to the chicane, which is probably what I got the penalty. But to put that into relation, some people just got 10 seconds for like taking half the field out, and that's just not in proportion whatsoever. Let's face it, that's just not in proportion. They should be sent down the pit lane. Or maybe even parked. Nah, that's a bit exaggeration. Stop goes are rare. And disqualification's even rarer. Yep, it will just make my pit stop even longer. Which is like the massive pain. I'm going to be fucked over completely in the pit stops because I'm going to be there standing for a minute. Because I need to fix all the damages on the car as well. It's in no relation to anything. I have to fix the damages on my badly banged up car. And those guys, oh, he needs another penalty. What a joke. Yeah, I had hoped to not get... Look, it was actually... Like, you didn't see qualifying. Like, this car's competitive. Like, I can win this thing. If I didn't get taken out on in the first part of the race. The opening part of the race. I could be going here for a W. Instead, I got absolutely fucked up. Come on! Oh, he's still alongside. Didn't see that. But he's obviously on a MUQU, he's fast on a straight line, so it was natural that he will come back there. Oh, come on. Come on, for fuck's sakes, car. And now the MUQU is just coming back right now on the straights. I mean, additionally, with all my aero damage, it's... Just stay behind. Because you shouldn't be fighting me for much. But honestly, I could probably just drop behind him because with how much damage I have, the car's not competitive. With the pit stop, I'm just gonna lose anyway all the time. I'm just driving out right now. I didn't even see Jeff's genius suggestion with... I need to read that. The previous I made. But damn, the tires are just dropping off completely. They shouldn't. Like, the temperatures are fine, the outside temperatures. We should be having tire pressures, normal ones. I think the aero damage on the car is causing me to drive slower, which is causing the tires not to build temps, which is causing them not to get the pressure into them. So it's just... a massive circle of just problems there. And I'm not sure what I should do with the next entire set in terms of pressures then to compensate against these problems. Because I don't know. Now we're waiting before I adjust it. We're down to nearly 26 psi. It would be just weird if it was a slow puncture on all 4 tires. It would just be weird though. I mean, I've hit everything, so it's just... Don't... Yeah, now we're on a bit wide there. Honestly, can I ask for a favor because we're gone? Ooh, was close. Oh, he's must have looped it or something, because he's now a bit down. Number Reuter is closing in. Not a bad drive either, but he wasn't the Porsche that I hit. Was spun across the track in Luffield here. And look at this, the car just doesn't stick well enough to allow me get around the corner. Come on, get by. But I mean, in about 17 minutes I can finally pit. Without having to risk incurring an additional pit stop before the end. So. Also, I don't get why the gap calculation breaks once I cross start finish. At times. Oh, the car behind me also got a 5-second penalty. Yay! Welcome to the club. Hemorrhoida is just running me down hard. I don't have anything. This car's just too damaged. My secret V-Ride studio. Excuse me. I didn't intend to flash you, but like, what was that? That just suddenly just didn't drive out of a corner. And now the MUQU is stuck behind me again. And I still have to wait another 12 minutes to finally get this car back up and running. Could you stop, for fuck's sakes, Mercedes? God damn it! It's not worth fighting right now. You're not much quicker than me, just stay behind me for now. If I wasn't damaged out the ass... What? What was that, excuse me? V-Ride Studio. That's the program that I use to create the base part of the model. How much I have to just struggled. Come finally by, you imbecile. Considering he's P20, he's not driving particularly too well. He must be driving usually a bit better. I think that's the race leader again. If I'm seeing that correctly. Yep. Bye bye, camel. Should be investing a Ford into what I'm doing with my tires. I mean, they're down to 26 PSI on the left hand side now. I think definitely put 0.5 PSI into them. In case I'm undershooting, in case I'm overshooting, it's not too bad. There's a Porsche behind. Sorry. That was Barker off the road in front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also reminded me to set up remind me in the pit stop to configure my OBS to finally give output again. And then I missed the apex, sorry. Yeah, it was Barker that got probably murdered by the GT3. I mean, it's not a stretch to say that, that's probably what happened. How much fuel will I have left in about 8 minutes? I think I can definitely drop the add fuel a bit down. For fuck's sakes, those GT3s at times. For fucking sakes! Fucking git! Oh, come on, dude. And then I get door banged off the road here additionally. Oh, come on, you guys. Oh, now my steering is actually not straight anymore. Additional, like... Yeah, the steering is no longer straight. Oh, for fucking sakes! It's like, you don't need to be... It's like, it's just stop at this point, okay? No, I'm not gonna be nice to the GT3s anymore, because some can't fucking behave at all. Like, that was such an easy one, where the fucker could just not run the back of me. By just paying like 2 cents of tension. Warning for the 260. I'm pretty sure the 260 was the car that just hit me or something. Or not, I don't know. Why are you continuing to parody racing? I have a feeling now I'm actually losing a lot of time now. I think I've hit the threshold now that the car is actually really slow. Though it could also have been because this lap had a shit ton of traffic. Fuck you, track limits! Ah, because I'm struggling to just make the fucking corner. Also, my network connection is looking too pretty. I checked everything before I streamed, I restarted my computer, did all of these things. And I'm just, occasionally my ping just shoots up into the sky, like 180, get back down, and everything's fine. Come on, 2 more laps, dude. After this. And he nearly hits me. 2 more laps and I'm gone. Hello internet, would you kindly actually function? Though, I mean, the cars in front were still functioning, so I don't know what the fuck is happening. The server must be not playing particularly nice. Because I just get random lag. Because it's just spiking regularly. I don't know if it's noticeable on the stream. And again, he's lagging in front of me. Because my... You've got internet damage. Is the stream affected? That's the big question. Because I don't think the stream is affected at all. It's just... But I don't know. But the internet is just... Sub-seconds decides to just go boom! And in some seconds it just... Stream is fine, okay. So it's the server again doing stupid things. I've had this before. I mean, the ping is in general very high. Like, we're talking about 50 to 150. It can't decide what it wants. There must be a lot of package loss on the line. Which it's German telecom, so shit like this happened. Okay, that was clearly all the cars, so it's on mic and... Just all of the cars, not just him behind me teleported. I don't know why. Can I just have... I couldn't just have one nice race, can I? I couldn't just have one. Where I don't run into massive issues. Like one evening where I just don't get fucked over completely. It can't happen. Not yet. Jesus. Do I want to pit now or do I wait another lap? Let's just go one more lap. And then pit. Should be fine. But let's just not gamble with things going wrong. Oh fucking! Oh, I should be quiet. I should be quiet. I should be quiet. But damn, son, what the fuck? Come on, internet, please stop losing packets like crazy. I think I might just need to retire if this my internet doesn't stabilize itself. Oh, there's a bullshit. I'm doing everything right. Nothing is wrong. I've double checked my settings to be connected to the right network, and it's still doing this bullshit. Where it just goes, nope, I'm losing so many packets that cars start teleporting completely. Why is this always happening to me? I don't deserve bullshit like this. It's just... Why? Okay, let's come in. I mean, it was kind of fine for like the first part of the race, but now it's really gone bad. And I just have to hope that the German telecom fixes this bullshit and just makes shit work. So let's just come in, do the pit stop. Okay, 65 liters. Oh god, because of the teleport into me, I've lost another 2 seconds in the pit lane here. That I have to spend additionally repairing the car. So this is a minute and 5 that I'm just spending in pit lane just because damage. Okay. Let's do the audio so you guys actually hear something. There's actually dropped frames on my dash, so that there's actually dropped frames. Hello, would you kindly wake my cursor up? So there's definitely dropped frames on my end. 969. Nice. That's not so nice. 0.3% of all frames have been dropped. I don't know what the fuck has gone on with my connection, but hey, it goes from completely stable to just bomb flying out completely. Why do I deserve shit like this? All is connected fine, everything is fine. So, now on tire set 3. With a fixed car. Let's actually drive a bit. And let's hope the internet connection decides to fix itself, as it should. Because nothing is wrong configured, nothing should be happening here today. Yeah, fixed wheel damage. But yeah, my connection being just absolute garbage today. Because I just read on the Discord that somebody's complaining about me having a shit connection. I don't know. It's not the first time this has happened. And I just cannot do anything about it, because I'm not doing anything wrong. Oh, but you shouldn't use Wi-Fi. Like, fuck off, it's just not otherwise possible here. Okay? I'm using 5G to stop it, gigahertz from stopping it, dropping it from my VR headset, jamming it, because if I did that, it would actually not work completely. But there's no option. I need to go up one floor to the Wi-Fi points, and there's no option of running cables. It's just not possible. It is not permissible. The engine does not permit this one. Right, so let's see what this car can actually do once it's fixed. And there is the fucking high ping again. Oh, fuck off. Just work, internet, okay? You have one job, just send data, okay? Now can I get a fucking working internet connection for once? I was pretty sure I was already downshifted into 4th, heading into this corner. Okay, fine. That's, by the way, my neon. And I can see it occasionally, the fucking bar next to my name spiking up, spiking down. It's just... there's nothing I can do about it. And I'm not parking this car. Look, I'm not doing that. Well, I should probably do that because, like, there's nothing to gain anymore, most likely, in this race. Like, I should have been fighting for the win here. I had all the conditions for that. If the GT3s didn't wreck me, if my internet didn't give up now. Like, oh, 12 without streaming is like, it's happened in the past, mate. This is not a new issue that started with me streaming. This is German Telecom we're talking about. Shitty services included. I'm so used to their service quality, knowing that it's not the Wi-Fi and knowing that it's completely on their side. That they can't put a service out. I've seen this often enough in the past. But now the tires are actually a bit higher pressured, but if the track temperature and anything falls off, we're right in a good position to profiteer of this. Yep, 2010. That's what we're talking about. But why again? 2010, that's what we're talking about. This is the pace that I should be lapping.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Faster car is approaching. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
And then my connection just plays around. Thanks! Fucking off internet. Just work, okay? I've done everything that I could to fix everything. I prepped my setup correctly for this all to work without the hitch. And then everything just goes fucking wrong.
Faster car is approaching.
Now he's gonna... Oh, come on! Please, internet, for fuck's sakes, get your shit together, okay? As I said, it worked for the first half of the race, absolutely flawlessly. First half. First half an hour of the race. No issues. Yesterday, no issues. Today, everything was fucking wrong.
Clear on the right. Faster car coming up behind you.
Oh, come on!
Clear on the right.
Fuck all of you! Just fuck all of you. Oh. There's nothing I can do about the fucking lag. If I could, I would be... I would have... If I have a teammate, I would have put the teammate in. And just let him drive and like... hope my internet gets better in the meantime.
Faster car coming up behind you.
But I don't have that option. I'm driving alone. And I'm just hoping for my fucking broadband provider to fix this shit. Okay? And I've taken another 2 seconds worth of damage because of that fucking wreck. Because a car teleported into me. Come on. I'm aware of it. I can't do anything about it. If my internet... And look,
Car on the left. Clear on
I've
the right.
suffered so much in this race because people couldn't drive properly. If someone takes a tiny bit of damage, that's on them.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Yellow flag in sector 1. The car is exiting the pits. Watch out.
What the fuck is going on there? Okay, this is undrivable at this point. Can I politely say fuck you? I will return to the pits. I hope my internet connection for a minute decides to just be stable enough. But this is just too unstable at this point. I have to retire. It's just, it's gone too far. I've been fucked over repeatedly. Actually, Fuchs is... Where am I in the GT4 rankings right now? I'm 11th still. Actually 10th. And there's a couple of guys that are in the pits. Considering that I had to spend an extra 30 seconds in the pit lane because of damage repairs, now my connection is shit. Look. Prepped everything, I put everything into position to fight for the win, and then I have random high pings. Where it loses packages and just goes ballistics on me.
Faster car behind you.
In the middle of the race. Oh, it's 21:30. I could actually jump over to do the Porsche Cup race over at SRXP still. At this point, if I retired of this race, I could do SRXP Cup, Porsche Cup still. Though, I mean, looking at my connection quality, it's not gonna improve when I switch fucking server. Just because I'm switching server, it's not gonna fix my connection problems that I've been having. Right. It's just so bullshit. Look, I can't drive this race if my connection is so shit. I can't. And I can't do the Porsche Cup either because I haven't turned a single lap in practice there. I can't do anything. The only thing I can do is go to fucking bed. Frankly. That's the only thing I can do. That's the only thing that's left to do. That I can do. Everything was fucking put into position. Everything should have gone well here. And it didn't. I got robbed and mugged of everything that belongs to me. And I'm not gonna continue here. Right. fuck Germans. Oh my god. Right. I guess we're just gonna try the SRGP server and see if my internet connection wants to work on that one. It's probably not gonna work, but hey, what else do I have in terms of options left? Where's the SRGP server actually? God damn it. Come on. This is so bullshit to deal with. Come on, where's the fucking server? Now I need to search for the specific name that these guys fucking named their server after. God fucking damn it. Yeah, okay, it's complaining. YouTube is complaining about the stream quality. Nothing is working, right? It's not sending the correct amount of packages out. It's not receiving enough while it's actually... Like, yeah, I have 2% drop frames because my connection can't figure its shit out. I can't restart... I mean, I can just briefly interrupt the stream, disconnect, reconnect my internet, and hope that decides to fix it. That's the only thing I have left right now. So I'll briefly interrupt the stream. While I figure out where the fucking SRGP password is. Fuck you. So let's search for... Oh yeah, right. Let's see, do I greatly suffer from package loss? Okay. So let's see. Let's see if I can finally find the fucking Porsche Cup server. Okay, it's struggling right now for fetching the fucking list because it's confused about me being... Disconnected, reconnected, disconnected, reconnected. Okay, my ACC has decided to hang up itself as well right now. It's confused about my internet connection. It's definitely there, for fuck's sake. Just work, okay? You have a single job at this point. Just work, okay? Hello, would you kindly finally fucking connect? Hello, server browser, would you kindly at least work? Now it's finding it. Fuck off. Okay, that's the correct. Okay, but it doesn't have the correct password in there. What is the password? It says no password. Well, that's fucking ingenious. That's ingenious, I guess.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Isn't there supposed to be a race this week? I'm at the right time here, everything. Nobody's here. Oh, actually, it's in a week? Huh? Oh, there was a 1 week break actually in this championship. There was actually a fucking 1 week break in this championship. Oh, come on. Oh, and I'm still seemingly dropping frames, I guess. Because 16% of my frames are still dropped. Like, it's still 1500. Yeah, the internet connection is still shit. I would have to restart the router, but, well, there's other people using the internet connection. And compared to me, I'm not the only one who's using this internet connection. So if it sucks... Yeah, I got completely and utterly mugged by this. God, totally. There is so much bad luck.
Ooh, a fresh pie? Save me a slice. That's good. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's...
Oh, I shouldn't play fucking memes. Well, I'm still on stream, right? Alright. I mean, I can do some VEC practice, I guess. This is my playback. Fucking playback in the live stream page died. Like, that's the level of fucking internet problems that I'm dealing with. It's just... It just sucks. So... Mostly what is left at this point. When you know it's still shit. It's saying excellent connection, but it's gonna drop more frame. I mean, every time I open OBS up, I see a higher drop frame number. Right, I could like honestly investigate why my drop frames overlay on my display is not correctly working, because everything is wired up for this thing to work, but it's not firing despite that there's multiple drop frames within no recent time span. So it's just why are you not doing what you're supposed to, which is warn me from dropped frames. Hello, what you currently actually have a response over here, right? Okay, so info scene change drop frames. Okay, drop frames, it should be visible when let's just increase this number here, I guess. Honestly, I could just say if there's any change on this variable. I have an elaborate formula to just go like, is this... Does this... Oh. It's reporting 0 back. Well, that's not correct. We definitely have dropped frames. There's definitely dropped frames, and it's not listing them. I think we have a problem there. Let's investigate. Okay. Where's Mobius? Okay. Output total filter output skipped frames 0. So renderer missed frames are there, but the output skipped frames are not listed. So that's a mild issue. The problem I'm not seeing dropped frames is because it's not recording that number. Well, that's a problem. That's a mild issue. Also, I could just mute desktop audio and leave ACC at this point. We're not gonna drive any more ACC tonight. That's for sure. That's for sure that tonight we're not gonna experience any more ACC. Tonight I had enough of it. There's no point in continuing in this specific race. There's just absolutely none. And, well, the internet connection issues seem to not be subsiding. And where did I see once the extended statistics from? Where is it? Okay, where is it? Here, stats. Right. Dropped frames network. Yeah, every time I look at this thing, it's just going up. My god, it's bad. Frame Mr. Frame missed due to rendering lag, which usually you get a couple of them just by starting up OBS. They are not really missed frames. I can see that statistic of missed due to encoding lag, but I can't see the drop frames due to network. That seems to be a weakness of the OBS WebSocket. I have to definitely investigate that, because that statistic is actually very fucking valuable. And if I can get that on to display and work, that would be actually really important. Alright, let me just... Let's to explore more repositories. There's my Harvard.net WebSocket. I know the .NET WebSocket is a bit limited, specifically. And the guy hasn't... Oh, he actually updated in like... a couple of days ago, actually, this branch, yeah. Who hasn't updated as developer 4.91 in a bit. So yeah, I just need to... Hey, do you have a link to the fucking usual OBS WebSocket over here? Yeah, I can't quite find the... let's just search for the OBS WebSocket over here. Palkis OBS WebSocket, yep, that's what I'm looking for. The thing is, he is already on a... Is this 4.91 or is this? Yeah, we're currently still on the 4X. Ah yeah, he has some pre-release builds of 5.0 already. Right, but we're not interested in 5.0 really, we're kind of just interested in... As far as I know, it's just not a property that is handled for some reason through, despite it's a really important property. Like, knowing how many drop frames you have is kind of like useful to know. Kind of. So, right. In any case, that's... as far as I can see, nobody's requesting the feature. I don't know. I hit protocols. What? I think it's possible to find the on the output. At least going through this documentation here, it has the OBS stats, which I have seen the output skipped frames here, which I'm using as the dropped frame statistic. But in the outputs, there should be a dropped frames variable in there as well. Right, that should actually be the case. It's interesting to know. So I have to investigate if that's actually properly implemented on the in my OBS WebSocket. In the OBS WebSocket version that I'm using, the .NET WebSocket version, because then I have actually a reason to fix certain problems like that. Right, SimHub OBS. Also, I should probably investigate what the fuck was causing my problems when I was crossing start finish and the timing to the next and front car just broke completely. Those things definitely need to. I should technically set them up front of my PC instead of sitting over here, because it's a bit off to do it like this. Because I'm doing it through my... What I can do actually, let me just move this onto my main screen. While we're at it, let me just studio mode this, and... Okay, it's having the wrong monitor here selected, but... Let's just change this. Primary monitor, yep. Let's add to the scene my... Okay. And then, what is remaining here? Maybe switch actually the page here of what is displayed slightly. And then, oh yeah, right, I'll just briefly open the ACC scene. Transform, copy transform, switch to just desktop, and then transform, paste transform. Okay. Wait, I said paste transform. Why did you place it correctly? Because copying on transform should include copying its position. Oh, I'm an idiot. I copied the wrong one. This one. Copy transform. Transform. Paste transform. Now it's correctly pressed. So, and then just... transition. Right. Okay, let's go into doing some coding, I guess. I'm still in VR, which is... I'm still sitting in my sim rig, so I'm using still... Not the audio configuration. But hey, let's just look at a bit of code here. So... We would register this obviously in this section down here. Alright, this is the audio for loop. Yeah, it's not ideal how I made this because I have to, I don't have the names of everything declared at the start of the function. So it's, I don't have constants for all the names. They're just declared at each point, so if I change a name, it literally could... It broke even once something, so... It's not only it could, it actually did. But let's just see... do I have... Do I have something on the topic of... Okay, lists outputs. Well, that's interesting. I guess we're just gonna call this function. One row wrong. If you're typing with a VR headset on, it's not the easiest. Alright, we're going to... I need to anyway restart my thing. Let's just briefly close this. Because I need to start this with administrator permissions. Because if I don't, it won't work. Okay, and I decided to the main program show up on the second screen. Right. SimHub OBS, right. Because I have to start it in admin permissions to be able to debug my SimHub. Oh, and I can unmute my audio again. I just noticed. Hello. Would you kindly unmute? Thank you. I mean, dropping frames during a coding stream is not the worst thing to ever happen. Okay. Also, I could put something somewhere. Okay, somebody stumbles across this. This point. Look, I have a problem here that I discovered, so I'm gonna fucking fix that problem, okay? That's the thing. I have a problem that my dropped frames aren't being shown on stream, so I'm gonna literally fix that problem. Start. Okay. Let's compile the code. Oh yeah, right, I have SimHub still running. I need to close SimHub or add. So kill SimHub. Oh yeah, it couldn't move. That was erroring right there because it couldn't move the compiled code in there. Hello, would you kindly actually hit this? Now it hit the breakpoint. Okay. So that's good. Right, we have a couple of outputs actually here. What do we have here? Low latency mode enabled false. LTMP output. Height. Yeah, that's drop frames number. That's the correct one. This isn't outputting. Ah, that's the virtual cam output. Yeah, it's not running that one. So yeah, that's... What's the flags on this one? Is audio true? Is encoding? Yes. Is multi-track? Yes. Is service true? Is video true? Oh yeah, and I have a total frames number in here. So I can actually showcase the total length of the stream so far. Which is a problem actually that I haven't currently been able to solve. I mean, I can demonstrate how many properties I have currently. This is working fine, it's just I need to briefly move my LSM hub. Also, how I'm doing this. Look, I can't drive on any server, so it's just, as long as my internet shit, I can somewhat stream. The quality is probably shit because frames are dropping still like flies. Losing like 8% of the frames, so it's just, the quality is probably still shit if things are jumping around, but like, if I don't need really 60 FPS to begin with, because I'm doing things that are 60 FPS demanding, then it's all fine. So, I mean, this is my advanced scoring plugin that I've been working the last week or so on. It has all of these values as like kind of, but like the I've average tire pressures, which I haven't implemented in a dash yet. What else? And I have my delta, which when I tested it in AC worked pretty fine, but it seemingly bugged out tonight a bit. So I have to, it bugged out tonight. Not really the delta, but like it for some reason didn't evaluate the gaps correctly while I was crossing start finish. So something wasn't there quite right. And then it was, which could be in the configuration of how the gaps are here set. But we're obviously going to open the OBS statistics. Right. This is just I mean, a lot of this is audio at the beginning because I have all the audio sources that you can have technically. The desktop audio, which is, and at what volume level it's configured in OBS. I can't live preview it, which would be great if I could see the bar. Or I can write down the device ID, but it's not really doing anything good either. This here is the second one is actually the my normal headset, which I've muted because I'm not using it. The average frame time in here, the CPU usage, current scene collection, FPS, free disk space. These two are helper properties because SimHub for some reason don't have these, and it's really useful to have those two. It's in studio mode, no. It's obviously streaming currently. It's, as I said, like the output skipped frames are there. The output total frames are this value here. The output skipped frames is not particularly correct way of describing this value. It should be storing the recordings, but this isn't configured to be able to record anyway. And the renderer has a couple skipped frames, which is completely normal because OBS, when you close it and open it, it loses a couple of frames. It's fine, that's all good. Alright, yeah, I'm really proud of the streaming service value because playing that is kind of neat. Alright, there's a bunch of values here. Let me just briefly check. Yeah. Okay, so I would need to actually stop kind of the stream to test a couple of things more, because I would need to test things on OBS specifically, which is switching scenes, not switching scenes, specifically switching profiles and seeing how it behaves slightly different with different profiles. But I could currently totally set this stuff up to configure the dropped frames, I guess. Oh, and it then some value throw out of the integer value group. Oh, that's not great. I hope my SimHub can recover out of this error. Can you recover? Please? Please? Oh, that's the total frames rendered, and at some point it runs away. What? Integer is active. Height, width, okay, all of those statistics fine. String type is fine. Do I have the string? Total frames, yeah, that's like a fucking stupid idea. Oh god. I've fixed bugs in this WebSocket already before, but like total frames, yeah, that's definitely that's definitely not a good idea. Also, total bytes, really bad idea to have that as not a log property. Probably actually a good idea to move that into double, both of them, because double can be, because the maximum range of a double is like really fucking high. Give me my glass cursor over here. So let me just briefly check what is in .NET the max value of double. And what's the max value? I mean, the loading times of even a fucking website is long, I can tell you that. It's just to give an idea of how shit my internet right now is. Maximum long. Right, okay. Double max value. Okay. Int64 max value, which is a long. Yeah, that's e to so 1.79 times 10 to the power of 308 in case of a double. And a long only goes up to what is this? Not as much. This is definitely not as much. So I guess I'm just gonna put a double there, which is... Let's hope the conversion works, but if it breaks, then... Well, it broke, I guess. So we just leave it at that. The dropped frames, I think I can just... Nah, we're gonna put those also into doubles. Right? Just making sure. Just making sure in case that breaks as well. Right, okay, let's compile the code. Let's try this again. But we've discovered just a bug that is caused by it running too long. Specifically. So that's fun. So, I guess it's working. Because it's not throwing errors right now at me. So, it's not throwing errors at me, which is good. Let's just briefly breakpoint and see what this has in here, if the thing broke or something. No, the dropped frames are still listed. Total bytes value is fine. It's probably what the total bytes that ran out of the integer. So, we just need to correct that. That's fine. The settings are... is there anything in here that is bad if I show that on stream? Because somewhere, I think my stream ID actually in these values is somewhere. I think not specifically in here, in the output data, but I'm pretty sure somewhere in here. Also, I want to check on one of these information dumps. What is it? There's the OBS stats. Let me briefly check those. What is the total number of frames rendered in here? Output frames 334,572. Obviously no skipped frames, and the renderer has missed a couple of frames. Actually, I can just write this probably with the watch down here. Output. Outputs 0, and then we want the total frames. Okay. Ignore Fox, and I think it's roughly the same. And the OBS stats dot total frames. It's not quite. There is like 40 frame difference or something. So that's a bit interesting. As you actually notice, that's an integer as well. I guess. How long does it take to hit the integer limit by streaming at 60 FPS? Let me actually figure that out. I'm kind of curious right now. It's an integer 32. Fields max value. I'll briefly browse that. That's how much is that? That's how many millions is it? This is 2,147,000,000. So yeah, how long do I need to stream to fit the fucking integer limit? Okay, at 60 FPS, that is about 35 million seconds. Okay, so what is that in minutes? It's about 59,000 minutes. What is that in hours? That's 9,000 hours. Nearly 10,000 hours. Okay, how much is that in? I mean, I could move the calculator over here to demonstrate my mild insanity with math. Okay, I was just showcasing the math, going further and further down. Okay, so how many days is that? 400. It's over here. Okay, okay. Integer would have been fine. It's just for bytes I need to use something else. I think I'm gonna change it back and change it back and just make the bytes double, because I don't think all the total output frames ever hit even the 32-bit integer limit. It literally takes yeah, and this is of total output frames, which resets when I stop streaming and start streaming again. You just can't hit this. Like, the limit is on YouTube is like 10 hours. So I can't even hit these limits. I will just run out of frames before this. Of everything before that. You could like do an eternity. It's like, these are problems that are just like, okay, fine, we could switch back to integer. So it doesn't cause any problems in terms of math, right? For that I need to anyway kill you. So right, total bytes has to be kept, but those two can be put back to integer. And congestion was already a double value, so those back to integer, those two, and then the total bytes is a double value, just kept like that. Okay, so what I could do is actually, for these properties, is just to add them together. I mean, that would work. It's like, I'm just, yeah, I need to drop frames statistic. What is the best way of getting to it? I don't know. Like, literally evaluating how many. Like, literally evaluating. I mean, it's only listing dropped frames. It's not showing any dropped frames in case I get. But I mean, I have the encoding statistic already, but I'm not sure it's. It would keep them. Yeah, but I mean the output is kept separate. So yeah, the output is kept separate, at least in the stats page in OBS. I think I'm gonna slide that briefly over. Because this is the stats page you can open in OBS, which shows the FPS, the average frame time, the frames missed due to rendering lag, then skipped frames due to encoding lag. I guess the encoding lag frames are not included in this statistic over here. As you can see, they are not quite the same numbers. Obviously, the update rate on this is pretty slow. I think even my thing can take better update rates, because I think this is a couple of seconds between updates, and this over here does like an update, I think it does about 8 updates in a sec. Nah, not 8 updates a second. I think it does like, I think it just about adds up to like 8 a second a lot. As you can see, I've outputted about 2 gigabytes worth of video. It's not low, which is why it's like set to die. My value to this. So, what do I name my properties? That's a good question. Init of properties up here. Oh, I'm down in the events again. Help plugin. Here's properties ending the transitions. Is recording output skipped. So output total frames. I think I might wanna rename those here to encoding. I did not do that, thank you very much. I did not switch a line there. Encoding. I need to correct it and down there, but like this allows me to correct this. And then go here and just copy paste this, I guess, again. I mean, I can include the statistic of how large the output frame is, but like, there's kind of no point to that. So, and I need to change here this to be coding, and then take this here. X and it here, and then go with a for each loop over this. For each on the outputs. And then on each of these items, assuming they're not null. So this, this shouldn't. Yeah, under no circumstances this would produce a null element, right? I can be sure of that. It would under no circumstances produce a null element. So, oh yeah, right. I need to add actually 2 variables in front of this to add the values together. Right. Briefly, just stop here. See what values we get in the array. Advanced stream. I think that's advanced stream. So advanced stats. Advanced file outputs. 10 bits. Oh yeah, I could include the bytes sent. I just feel it's not quite right to evaluate it this way. It's just lump all the statistics together. I don't quite feel like it's... Oh, how would this do if I turn the replay buffer actually on? In OBS. Oh, I still have this breakpoint on here. How would this thing react if I turn in OBS the replay buffer on? Hello, could I get my cursor over here? Right. Open settings briefly. Over here, replay buffer, enable replay buffer, maximum replay time, 20 seconds. Apply. Okay. So is this now working, I guess? He's enabled at least. He's actually recognized as enabled. Oh great, it's decided to show up on the screen again. Yeah, it was last time fully functioning over here, so I guess. You should see is the replay buffer enabled in OBS as well over here. No, it's not recognizing the replay buffer as running. So that's not good. Where's the... Artificial stream relay, automatic reconnect, bind to IP. I mean, this thing doesn't have any settings for outputting file. I mean, it's technically configured, it could output files actually. So this should work. I don't quite know what it's telling me that is. What are we buffer isn't running? Despite it should. I haven't invested too much time to replay buffer, and I don't even see a button to quickly switch it on and off. To quickly, I guess, start it up. Right. Okay. Let me just check if it's... I mean, I can just check if the output's listed as... No, it's not listed there as an output. So I guess it's not running. It's better turn it on. I don't know. I mean, I could briefly try it, I guess. Map a button to it. I'm gonna figure all of these. Where's the save rerun? This is not stop replay buffer, but there's no like button for mapping for just save replay buffer. Transition, reset stats, screenshot outputs, selected source, quick transition cut, quick transition fade, quick transition fade to black. Oh man. They're not letting me either map something to the out. There's still no button for... Oh, that's to start recording. That's the wrong one. Remove. Don't stop replay buffer. What do I need to use my... trick of actually having... Yeah, it seems to be running. Right, okay, I guess either the replay buffer isn't doing much. I'm brain pointed in the software? No, I'm not. Because I've noticed my overlay over here being bugged and I decided to... Oh, because the property doesn't exist. Right, yes, because I renamed the fucking property. I forgot. I forgot. Okay. Let me actually do something, and let's actually get out of my sim break. If I'm going to do more troubleshooting here, then I need to at least click this out. My replay buffer continues to be unwilling a bit to work. For recordings. Oh, my recordings fell. That's neat. Because we can just use SimHub for a moment and go over here and as it's events, this weird one which I've been always abusing for things like this, and just say replay buffer save. Trigger action now. And replay buffer is not active. Okay, that's a decent error. I need to actually do proper error catching for these things instead of what I'm currently doing, which is just... Okay, so we know we just need to start the replay buffer. Did we get an error? Oof! So, I successfully actually fucking crashed my OBS. Okay, so if you don't have the replay buffer enabled in the settings, and you hit start replay buffer, if you have enabled it just recently, I think it probably also works if you don't have it enabled, and you send a start replay buffer through, the OBS WebSocket plugin in OBS will just crash OBS out completely underneath it. It's hilarious. It's mildly hilarious. I crashed my OBS. Great. Awesome. In any case, so I probably should add a property that is checking this and perhaps compensating for the problem that I just discovered. Whatever. We now have probably another output that we can... Let's start the replay buffer briefly. So I can have an additional value output. Where's my stats again? There's stats. Okay, so it's not showing up as an additional output source, which is interesting. It's not showing any additional output sources in this way. It's interesting also, OBS above 5% shows the drop frames in the... And this statistic over here as, well, it highlights those. Let's just briefly save the output buffer. I don't think it's at any point just... I mean, it saved it, so that's good. I guess the file has to be remuxed most, because I think this is just default MQV settings and stuff like that. So, what the replay buffer is working. I guess I'm not. But I kind of wanted to move actually off my Simbrick and sit down in my chair and get my overlays over here working. So what I will be doing, oh, and some, yeah, I killed my OBS. Hello there. Yes. I'm not that tired, honestly. I'm just, I'm disappointed I have a drive right now to fix certain problems. So I'm just literally taking this, because I'm streaming anyway, I might as well just, at this point, just stream some debugging, right? So I've switched my overlay at this point. Right. I've also discovered what was the problem with me not being able to have hand gestures, and that was when I have the Steam VR overlay open, the Steam overlay open, it will just not render correctly. So what I will be doing is I'll get up, move over to my rig over there, and I have to then correct my camera on... have to correct the camera position in virtual motion capture, and once I've corrected that, everything should be fine again. But I just need to move over there, so you will for a moment not see me properly, but after I'm done with it, you will see me properly again. So hold on for a sec. Also, this will allow me to actually have see my chat while I'm working on stuff. I mean, some clever things that are actually possible with virtual motion capture is that I could potentially do things like let me just briefly put my controls on my table. But they're losing tracking when they're laying on my table. It's not good. Right. Okay. Give me the control interface here. So, I mean, I guess I will briefly just mess with these things. Okay. So, it's a brief demonstration of how some of these things work. So. Right. Okay. There's my tool. I need to. I think I can do this also without the wall. I want to just show the grid briefly because I set it up like this, so it looks roughly like that. Let me just briefly get hand tracking again. Okay, my hands are tracking. Compared to my rig, it's a bit more of an issue to get my tracking to work properly. But yeah, I guess these positions right now are somewhat working fine. So I'm holding right now my controls in both in the same hand, so it's a bit weird. Right. Okay. Now I want to get rid of my controllers so I can actually do a bit easier job here. Let me just turn the controls off. Put them somewhere on my desk. Right. Okay. I want to do. This looks now, I think, similar to how it looks on the other perspective. And disable grid, and I want to save this as setting stream mode to desk. Save. Because I can save also my position stuff. So, right, okay. Well then. Right, okay. So where's my stream chart? It's over here. Yes, yes, my model does have a tail. Yes, I do have a tail on the model. Yes, let me just move the stream chat off. Up all the way here. The advantage when I'm actually doing this in VR instead of doing it on my normal monitors is I have technically on my left over here a third monitor that's a 4x3, a small one, and it's plugged in. The HDMI is plugged into it, but the monitor itself isn't powered on or anything because if it's powered on, it bugs out at times, so I stopped using it really, but I was too late to plug it out. And for some reason, it's still recognized as a working monitor because it doesn't have an HDMI port because it's a 4x3 monitor, obviously. But what I'm capable of doing is actually just use my use it as a it's using an HDMI to DVI adapter, and for some reason that adapter is recognizing the monitor is still turned on if the monitor is not. Look, it doesn't work properly at times. That's kind of the issue. I like using it, but it's at times not working properly. Right. Okay. So what I currently have it set up with is that I have I'm literally have my OVR toolkit set up with 3 monitors right now. With the third monitor instead of on my left, it's above me, so I can just look up and have chat and everything. Right, okay, we were here at this point here. Right, okay, so it's not listed as an additional output, which is good, because this means I can just yeah, it's also, let me just briefly check if it's, because I've never tested the output, the replay buffer, so let me just briefly test the replay buffer actually. Right, where's the property for it? Blinds. Studio, this recording is replay buffer running. Yes, the replay buffer is running. Okay, good. Is recognizing that, so that's good. Right. I mean, I'm still dropping like 14% of my frames. I don't know how that will look, how skippy that is. Most likely very. It's just, it's shitty internet, right? It's shit internet. I just realized, like, I'm covering up my taskbar down here with myself. I'll move myself over to, like, showcase my internet connection over here. So, yeah. That's the thing. Right. Okay, but look, I don't even have that much space for like for 16:9 on this desk. I have two 16:9 monitors. I'm literally looking when I'm looking right, technically on that second monitor, but I mean it's practically not. I'm in VR, so I can't see it. But it is there. Oh come on, internet, just be a bit better than this. It's just it's cutting out hard at times. So it's just right. Yeah, I can just briefly no, I don't have the folder open right now. Let me just show recordings. Let's just briefly test the event. Use my usual trick of like select the event here. Replay buffer, save. Trigger action now. Yep, it worked. Works perfectly fine. Stop the replay buffer. It stops it. Yep, works perfectly fine. You just have to enable it somewhere. If you don't have it enabled before you start your some other recording or something, so before you start encoding, it will just break everything. So there's that. Right. Wait a second, what the fuck did you just... No, I didn't want this. I want my chat above myself. And free dinner, nah. No. This is fine. This is fine. This is all good. The thing is, I've been throwing around like, because you can't connect us. Because I've been considering, I have the parts over there in the back, to put a server together, and so I have a home server because like to store all my memes, all the totally legally acquired anime, all of that, so I can store all of that. Yeah, I've been considering getting one of those, and it's just it's to put it fully together. The part of the problem is that when you run something like Proxmox, or even what I want to use for the NAS parts, the true NAS, you can't use Wi-Fi, and because it's basically not an option for me to. Okay. But it's just, yeah, let me just, when it comes to, Yeah, if you can't connect it via Wi-Fi, and the only option really would be Wi-Fi. So my consideration was like using because the router is a floor down in the main hallway, and the room that is through this wall that is in front of me where my desk is, that room is just a storage room stuff, and I could put where the printers actually in our family printers in that room, and I could just put the server in there and put a Wi-Fi, using a Wi-Fi repeater as using the Ethernet port on a Wi-Fi repeater, so not really repeating the Wi-Fi, just using it as a Wi-Fi receiver, and then pipelining the internet into whatever device I need to. And a consideration was also to just buy a switch with that. So, a network switch, not a switch. You know what I mean. And then wiring up then I could just run like an Ethernet flat cable underneath my door, a long one, so I can get internet into this room again. Because I kind of want, if I have a server, then it would be nice to have like the connection it's look, I have issues. It's fine. Like, my internet connection is kind of my least one of my problems. I should be looking at other things than coding here. And it's not sleeping, really. Sleeping would be nice at earlier times, but, like, that's not the problem. And I'm not particularly in the mood of talking about this stuff. It's just... it's a whole rabbit hole on its own. And I'm just... yeah. Let's just not consider these things. That's for me the position. Right. Okay. Right. So I wanted to... I know probably the best option is... because, I mean, nothing else is really should drop frames on output. Nothing. Besides a fucking stream, okay? So... I could just... write in here specifically... if... output equals null, not equals null, what the fuck am I writing here? Unequals null, hold on, I'm writing up so shit code. It doesn't lose length, it uses size. Count, that's the variable it uses. Right, count is larger than... well, 1. It's like larger than 0. Okay, because we know the stream should hook in as the output 0. Even if it's, yeah. It's a rabbit hole on its own. In the future, if I do another like stream here, I probably will be using virtual motion capture instead of like using a webcam, because for a webcam I would have to set up my laptop actually, and I have recently moved my laptop to Linux. I need to do more on that laptop. And I don't even know if the webcam works or not. That would be fun to... And I'm not even sure if it could run anything. But right, this... so I could, instead of using currently my VR and being in VR, I could use a track strap and just strap it to my head. I know that's possible with the software, I just have never tried it. I could try it tonight, but nah, we're not doing that. I'm just doing this. This is working fine enough, I guess. Right. So. What was again the name that I set for this? Right. Two names that I set: drop frames and total frames. Okay. Come on, play ball with me for a moment. Right in front because I still have suggestions. Plugin manager, that's set value. So property value. String name. It's this value here. This dot gets type, and then the value is this. Total frames. Now let's rinse and repeat this for the... Actually, I need to correct this slightly. Total frames, okay. They're dropped frames. Okay. So let's briefly press this button, which should technically result in... Is the property registered? Yeah, there it is. There it is, boys. There is the value. Oh, I'm covering up again. But there it is. There it is. There's the value. There's the value for which didn't work. So now fix my dashboards. Now it's the fixing of my dashboards. Right. Info. Dropped frames, and this is changed to the algorithm's probably still not working. Let's face it. The way I wrote that is like fucking weird. And I never got really an opportunity to test it properly. Yep, now it's calculating. So we're not dropping frames currently, so that's why it's not showing up correctly. Let's just save this. And let's just move this over here. Okay, this is a little dashboard that I have in VR when I'm driving in ACC or AC. This is the little one. I mean, it doesn't have this bar on the top. This is just because I'm debugging SimHub in general, so it has all the venues have these bars on them. So let me then just move briefly over to Where is it? Oh, because I've renamed this also means I need to change these two that I include with the plugin. They need to also be updated. Right. This is the one I use for... Yep, here it is. This is the one I use in rFactor. So... Oh, there, I just showed it. But I also just noticed there's a error that it doesn't round the statistic correctly. I mean, I should have noticed that as well already. But like, it slightly breaks the... Oh yeah, right, I'm an idiot. I need to put quotation marks around this. Or... Isn't this... Which one is that formatting? This here is... parentheses open... divided by this, then times 100, so I get my percent. And we have format. Okay, you can see it shows up when I'm dropping a couple of frames in one go. And there's a lot of frames being dropped. I guess I'm going to also increase this number here up from a second to 5 seconds. What this technically measures is that it takes the minimum of dropped frames in the last, what, 10 seconds? 5 seconds in this case. Like, so if we're continuously dropping frames, 5 seconds ago would be the lowest value, obviously. And it then takes the drop frames variable, and if it's higher, then subtracts it, and it then evaluates, is this higher than 3? So if in the last 5 seconds dropped 3 frames, it will show that thing up. Which, yeah, that's not particularly a lot, but it indicates that there's quite a few frames being dropped. It indicates that we're starting to have issues here. So there's that. Right. Actually noticing I need to move this back in here. So. Voila. So this is now the most likely. So I know I need to fix, because this thing has the exact same thing. Just for where am I having it right here? Info. Scene change dropped frames. This is the exact same thing. It's just over here. It's just a copy paste job. So it's dropped frames. Dropped frames. Okay. Last 5 seconds. Good. And then here we need to change this to dropped. Dropped. And then change this to 0.0. So that's working now. So that fixed this overlay now. There it is. This little overlay here. As a delta bar on the top. I need to also investigate something that is happening with rFactor 2 actually. Some bug. That's however a different plugin now. But this adds actually now some basic functionality to... Though I haven't added how much data it in total outputted. So I guess that's a statistic that hasn't been added for me, but hey, it's... I've had a couple of other statistics here. I mean, I can guess I can add it pretty easily. Right. Oh yeah, right, I need to now update the pre-made, the overlays that I made specifically ready to be bundled with the plugin. Right, so those need to be edited. Okay. So all of this is this is the bottom part here, which this one works the exact same way. It just changes the background of this to red in case the script triggers. So this is also drive warning, which I've tested that one and works. Oh, I've actually fixed the formatting in here compared to the others. This one actually has a correct formatting, the others are broken. This one actually has a proper formatting for it, so that's good. And there, I think I will still include a 0.0 on this, to be generous. Let me just briefly run this dashboard. This is how this works. This displays current stats of the stream from the statistics that I have available from SimUp. Right. Yeah, it actually has a length statistic. To see how long I've been live. Actually, that's total live length. Wait a second, that's like over an hour. Right. Yeah, that's listing over an hour here. I don't know why, because my total frame shouldn't indicate this. It's 31 minutes and the time is roughly identical, but like it has an additional hour in here. That shouldn't be there. So that's odd. How's this value made? Because I'm pretty sure I didn't provide this value. Yeah, output length, here it is. Length of output. Okay. Oh, it's rounding up. That's the problem. Because this thing actually rounds. What? I didn't consider that a problem. That's never enough. Right, okay. In case you don't understand how this works, it's like it takes the total frames, it takes the FPS, and it divides the frames through the FPS, which obviously results in how long time has expired, right? Because if we know the total length of something, and we know how fast we are traveling, we know how long we've been going. You can calculate this. So the pretty simple actual solution to this problem is to subtract 0.5 off it. Sounds mildly insane, but it actually fixes the problem, surprisingly. It's like one of the biggest hacks you can use for stuff like this. Oh, and I also noticed that this thing can hit actually 60, which isn't great either. It should at no point ever hit 60, really. And this fixes the output problem here. Right. Why do I do oh yeah, right, because I have length here. Length is part of this before I even start up with anything. Length is a thing of this. Yeah, I'm subtracting basically minus 0.5 off it, just to make sure this thing isn't producing weird issues. So there's that. Oh yeah, and it's using the output total frames. I need to change that actually to the encoding total frames. What is the property name? I have made it. What's the name of the property? I did create the encoded property. Encoding. It's not encoding total frames. It's because if I use encoding total frames also for normal recordings, this thing works. So, yep, the values seem to align with decently. So that's good. That's very good. I think it just includes at some point 60, which it shouldn't. But that's because it also rounds up, actually, in this case. So if I subtract 0.5 off this one as well, it would fix the problem with... it would stop it from rounding up. Because I do the formatting after I've done my breaking of this thing. So that. So this fixes that issue as well. Yep. Small bugs that I'm discovering. I didn't check. Let's just take this as working. I fixed the dropped frames in this one, so we just need to... I think the other one doesn't even have dropped frame statistics. The other one doesn't have that. I think only this one had it. I need to fix this stuff up as well, but like... Where's the last one? This here, the example screen. That's... Right. Okay. Well then. But yeah, I have an even property in here. There's a couple properties that control a couple of things with no display of anything in here. So yeah, let's focus on this stuff again. Okay, so I fixed everything. Now closed down these. Yeah, no, I haven't closed down this one. Okay, fine. That's fine. So good, I fixed that as well. So, okay. Well then, what remains at this point? I could hook up actually proper error recording for when events go into the void. Yeah, there's a bunch of errors from. Oh. Didn't I fix you? Why do I still have this? Session Tyrese. How can you generate null references when you're checking session type name against? For fuck's sakes. It's like I'm effectively checking that stuff isn't happening. Ah. I'm fucking sick sometimes. Right, somewhere. That check is still happening. Didn't I fix it over here? Yeah, output drop frames, output drop frames. Output drop frames, output drop frames. So where is it still running this code, I guess? That's a good question. Because somewhere I still have it in the code. I mean, I have only two. Oh, yeah, it's still showing also with the minimum of this amount. I mean, it updated those two dashboards, so I guess let me just close them. Because it doesn't leave any outputs left open. Technically, they are actually. Oh, I know from where it's coming. You know why? Oh, that's wrong display. I have the ACC overlay over here. And that's still the old version, so it's pulling still the old data in. That's the reason why. Because I wasn't I had that thing in the ACC overlay, and the ACC overlay still had obviously the wrong old code in there. And despite that the browser source was hidden, it was still running. Object reference set to a null instance of an object. So that's still a bit odd, that one. But that's probably generated actually by I know where I've used this code specifically. And that is the dynamic stream overlay. That one has it run in both of these. Have this check in here as a visible. No, it doesn't avoid that. Why are you doing this to me? Look, we're not assigning anything, we're literally checking if the value is the other one. Does this work if I just make an if check on this? Go like, okay, if this is true, else false. No, it's still telling me that there's an object reference value. It's like, look. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Look, usually you can just get these are strings. You can compare fucking strings for crying out loud. Oh, actually, you know what? I have a feeling how NCalc is implemented here. Okay, I should have. But if I move the race instance in the beginning and then say equals insert property session type, where are you? Session type name. No, it still doesn't work. Fuck you, NCalc. Because that check actually works in fucking JavaScript. I know, because this should work. Yeah, I should have been racing still. Oh, I forgot to swap scenes. I was on my desktop and doing programming stuff. Because, well, as you might notice, my stream is running absolute shit. Because my internet is fucked. So half an hour, like, I got taken out on lap 1. I got, someone wrecked me. I got wrecked in lap 1, so I had to limp like 50 minutes for the race with a slow car around the track, which was fun. And then half an hour into the race, my internet started to act up. I had just package loss, which is still going on. People started teleporting for the obvious reasons because of package loss. And yeah, so I'm here now. I had to obviously retire because there's no point. And I also realized that we didn't do the Porsche Cup race this week. So I could have just missed this round and easily done it. I thought I would be intentionally missing. But hey, I can still compete for the Porsche Cup Championship. Hooray, I guess. As little hooray as I can do for that, because I got fucked in that one because of a disconnect as well. Though the difference there is, I didn't have any high ping issues before. It just went and I was gone. And my stream was fine. Today the stream isn't fine. The stream is fucked as well. It's not just it just fucked everything up. So that's great. So yeah, I guess what am I going to do to stop you from being an idiot software and actually work, which is to evaluate this function here. I didn't notice I'm sitting complete. Why is my tracking so weird? Because I'm now sitting roughly where I was sitting before, and I'm okay. When I'm rolling this direction, I'm going away. If I roll this direction, I'm sitting more centered. But I'm still off center. Why? Oh, I think I moved my keyboard probably. But if I move here, which is where I have more space on my desk, I'm moving away. I think I just shook my base station up there slightly, and now my tracking is a bit fucked. So my room scale is a bit right now messed up additionally. Because I mean, yeah, I'm also sitting in my fucking base stations as well over here. So, I mean, I'm running off my desk right now. Well, that's a problem and a half. I can tell you that. That's a problem and a half. Can I briefly get access to my chaperone? Because I'm interested in that. Play area. Okay. Would you kindly apply the chaperone? Oh, now it's applying. Yeah, I mean, boundary seems to be half decently sub, right? Oh, it's not. I mean, I can put my head between my wall here. So I guess I have to, like, re-rig my entire play space as well. That's fucking brilliant. If things could go worse, they go worse. If things could go worse, they do. They fucking do. Yeah. Yeah, there's no lost win. It's just fucking lost today. Today is just loss. Nothing is quite working as it should. Things are going absolutely slightly haywire, and I'm just trying my controller briefly on because I want to just correct a couple of things. Move myself a couple of meters left. Oh right, actually. Oh yeah, my tracking is balked because my controllers are tracking actually a meter to my left. Like, I'm holding my hands up straight and this is not working right. So my Steam VR tracking is balked as well. I have to calibrate my VR. Well, that's great. I think I'm gonna end the stream and finish my coding stuff here. I mean, I have to still figure out why the fuck this session type name wants to break like this. But I definitely have to fix my VR completely. And my internet is anyway shit, so the stream is anyway like kind of fucked anyway. So it's just, let's just sign this off at this point. Let me, yeah, there's my pedal cam, but I'm not over in my rig, so that isn't helping anything. Right. Okay. So this is the end of the stream. I guess. Well, this hand can work better for this. Okay. Bye bye. Oh god, this looks like so balked when my arm is not quite in the correct position that it should be.